Hey there, Treasure and Fans. Your pal Big D back here again with another weekly news announcement. And this is for Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. I am back. As you can hear, my voice has come back and I do feel a lot better. Thank you for everybody out there that wished me well. I really do appreciate that. Sorry I didn't really put a whole lot out last week. I was sick, obviously, first off, and then I had a family thing that I had to deal with that I'll mention towards the end of the video. But so I had a lot of thing going on last week, so I'm sorry I didn't post anything else. I will be posting some more stuff new this week, obviously, but I want to start off with weekly news. So if you've never been to my channel before, obviously what I like to do with the weekly news is I talk to you about what's coming out this week, next week on Blu-ray, DVD, and whatever else, and also what was announced. And believe me, there was a ton of stuff announced this last week. I almost filled the whole page with the stuff that was announced. So, all right, let's get started. So tomorrow, April 2nd, yes, I'm filming this the time. This is April 1st, so it is not an April Fool's joke. This stuff does come out tomorrow. So tomorrow is a decent day. There's 3 pretty big titles that were in theaters that did pretty well. There's a few other little kind of so-so titles, but it's a decent week. So next week we have Kino is releasing Innocent Man, and that one had Tom Selleck in it. Green Card with, I believe that was Gerard Depardieu, and then Unstrung Heroes that had, oh gosh, I can't remember their names now, but those will be coming out. Those are all like 90s flicks that came out. I remember a lot of those when I used to work at a mom and pop video store back when I was in college. I remember those movies coming out. So those are coming out to Blu-ray. Also tomorrow we have Nancy Drew, The Hidden Staircase. I have no idea what that's about. I don't think it's theatrical. I think it's direct to DVD, but there. Oddly enough, the Kino titles, let me start. I always forget to do this. The Kino titles you'll have to get off either their website or off of Amazon. The Nancy Drew, I believe I've already seen it in Target. So, also tomorrow, Arrow Films is releasing Terraforma Mars. I believe how it says it is. I have no idea what that's about, but it's an Arrow release. I've really gotten an Arrow lately, so I want to check it out. This will be another one where it's either you get off the Arrow website or you're going to have to get off of Amazon. You're not going to really, I seriously doubt, although Best Buy may have a small chance of getting it, but I really do doubt it's going to be easy to find tomorrow. And then also tomorrow we have Hellboy, the animated TV series, I guess TV series or animated movies or whatever, coming out tomorrow. Those are coming out in 4K for the first time. So those, you'll be able to find those anywhere. I have, you'll be able to find the Target, Walmart, Best Buy for sure. Then these next 3 that are coming out, all 3 of them will be at all the major retailers. You should have no problem finding these. First one is Vice. That's the movie that was nominated for a few Academy Awards that just came out not too long ago, about Dick Cheney, and I believe it was. I didn't know. I didn't see the movie. I know it was President Bush. I can't remember which Bush. I think it was the first Bush. Before the first President Bush, before the second President Bush, George Sr. So I believe so. I haven't seen the movie, so I really don't know. But that does come out tomorrow on Blu-ray and DVD. That's it. No 4K, nothing like that. Also tomorrow, and I'm going to put a link down to these next 2 movies because I've done reviews for both these movies, actually. So the next one coming out tomorrow is The Mule, starring Clint Eastwood. Great movie. I really, really liked it. Again, I'm going to put a link down in my review down below. Thought it was awesome. Clint Eastwood very rarely does a movie that I don't really enjoy. And that will be coming out on DVD, Blu-ray, and it does have a 4K with that. And then the biggest title coming out tomorrow is the next movie in the Transformers series, which is Bumblebee, which probably the best of the series, in my opinion. Bumblebee was really, really good. Again, I'll have a link down below to this movie for my review, but I was totally taken aback by that. I wish they would have started the Transformer franchise with this movie, because this movie was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. The acting was great. It was what I expected a Transformers movie to be. Yes, it did have some explosions and stuff like that, but there's a lot more story to it, unlike all the other ones that are just like, let's see how many explosions we can put in 5 hours. This movie really did have a really good story to it. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of filmed in my hometown, so that probably makes a little bit of an extra, thumbs up for me. But I do really enjoy that, and that should be easy to find anywhere tomorrow. It's coming out on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, and Best Buy will have a 4K steelbook of that as well, which is absolutely beautiful. If you get a chance to see this steelbook, it is beautiful. So that is it for tomorrow. Like I said, it's not a whole lot of stuff coming out tomorrow. I know for myself, I'm really excited about Bumblebee and the Mule. Vice, I eventually will see, but I think I want to see that one first before I contemplate buying it. And eventually I will get the Terraforma Mars by Arrow. But that's it for tomorrow. Let's move on to next week. Next week's a weird week. There's not one really major movie. There's a huge flop coming out next week, but there's actually two flops, I think. I don't think this other movie did very well either. But there's not a lot of like really big titles coming out next week. So for you people like me that are like, my wallet's getting a little bit thin, this might be your week where you can bank a little bit of money. So what we have here next week. So next week, Shout Factory is releasing, let's see here, The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, which that sounds pretty cool. I haven't seen it. And also This Gun for Hire. Criterion is releasing two movies next week, one of which is Stranger Than Paradise, and the other one is Night on Earth. I think I've seen Night on Earth, because it came out in the 90s, I believe. I honestly can't remember. I think if I saw some still shots, something like that, I'd probably go, oh yeah. But I'm sure I saw it, but I'm not 100%. And then also next week, we have the Amityville Murders coming out, which I have no idea. Also, A Dog's Way Home comes out next week, which, that's a tough one right now. And then a movie called Project Blue Book Season. Actually, it's not a movie, it's TV series, I guess. Project Blue Book Season 1. If anybody knows about that, please let me know. I've never heard it before. And then the two movies that come out next week that really, they did tank in theaters. The first was Welcome to Marwin. That was one with, I always call him Michael Scott, man. And my mind is just right now. But that's the one where he gets attacked kind of in the beginning of the movie, and then he creates his own world with his, I guess, dolls or something like that. He kind of immerses himself in that world. It looked really interesting, but I know it tanked in theaters. And then the other one coming out, and this one really tanked. I mean, this was probably the biggest bomb of last year, which was Holmes and Watson. I think a lot of it because the fact they made it overly political. People want to go see a movie to be entertained, not to be shoved stuff down their throat. And I just heard it wasn't that great. Now, I haven't seen it. I will see it. I'll wait for it to see if I can get it on demand or something like that. I don't want to buy this movie until I actually see it, because there have been a few people after this that was pretty decent, but overall majority of people have just not liked it. So sometimes I'll take a risk because I do like the two actors. I mean, John C. Reilly is a great actor, and I mean, gosh darn, Will Ferrell. I really like Will Ferrell too, but I'm not sure. So I will check it out eventually, but I'm not going to be jumping to the store on next Tuesday going, I need my Holmes Watson. So that is it for next week. Now let's talk about what's coming out, what was announced. And I'm not kidding you. There was a ton of stuff announced this last week. So let's get started here. First off, Mill Creek. Yes, the infamous Mill Creek, who's releasing this really cool kind of retro cover art stuff, has just announced some more new movies. And I'm going to put it on pause for 1 second. I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. My neighbors came home and they're being extremely loud as usual, so I just didn't want that stuff to come over the video here. So again, Mill Creek's releasing some more of those retro VHS covered artwork. This time we have the unbelievably amazing classic Jury Duty. I know it's stupid, but actually that movie holds a special place in my heart. I really do love that movie. So talk about that. Also, Opportunity Knocks is coming out. A lot of 90s flicks here. Opportunity Knocks, the Claude Van Damme classic, Double Team is coming out that way, and also Excess Baggage. All those have a release date of June 4th on them. And they're also releasing right around that same time a 2-pack with Mind Warp and Brain Scan. So if you're like me and hadn't gotten the Shout Factory because it's a little bit too expensive or something like that, you can get it for a way cheaper price. It won't have all the bells and whistles extras on it, but it's a way to get Brain Scan in high def. And then the other one, and Mind Warp was the one with Bruce Campbell. I do remember that movie was pretty good, so I probably will buy that 2-pack. The other 2-pack they've announced is Mo Money with Damon Wayans, and High School High, which was a parody of all those like teen movies from the 90s. So those are all coming out in June. Be on the lookout for those. They look pretty cool. I just hope that Mill Creek's able to this time get them out actually on time instead of like we did the last wave, that kind of a couple here, a couple over here, a couple over there. Also, Arrow Video has announced a couple movies coming out. First off, DEFCON 4. I do remember that. Remember that movie scared me when I was a kid. That'll be on the 20th of April, which is just a few weeks away. And then also, this is what I'm really stoked about because it's coming out in a really cool deluxe like box set, and that's the Andromeda Strain. And it looks really cool. I remember seeing it as a kid and being like, whoa. So, and that one comes out on June 4th. That's definitely going to be a keeper. Also, Shout Factory has announced Quartermass and the Pit 1 and 2. The first one will be out on the 14th of May, and the sequel will actually be out July 30th. So interesting, they're doing it at the same time, but they're doing a 2-month gap in between their releases. And then let's see here. Also was announced last week was What Women Want. It's kind of the sequel to What Men Want, which is the sequel to What Women Want with Mel Gibson that came out, I want to say mid-90s. So they've announced that comes out the 23rd of April. And then Happy Death Day to You has been announced. That one will be out on the 14th of May. And that was another awesome movie. I love it. I still haven't posted my review of it yet, I don't think. I still have that sitting there. I had to do that. But I really liked the movie. It was a really, really good movie. Also, a classic that they announced that I'm really looking forward to just because I remember seeing this as a kid, just being like, whoa. It's what we call Fraternity Vacation. It's the first one that's ever going to be on Blu-ray. It's really, really cheesy, kind of 80s, like guys going to I don't know, Malibu, whatever that for spring break. But it holds a special place in my heart because when I saw it and stuff like that. So I definitely look forward to that. The thriller Greta was announced, and that's the one about the girl who befriends the little old lady who then turns out to be something else. And that one comes out the 28th of May. I actually want to see it in theaters. I just never saw it in theaters. So then also, Shout Factory is also releasing a movie, and this is another one of those special ones in my heart. Movie Cuffs with Christian Slater and Mila Jovovich. I always really liked that movie. It's pretty insane, but I really do like that movie. And that'll be out the 30th of this month. Also, Fighting with the Family, which I believe is the story about the WWE superstar Paige, I believe it is, about her growing up and what her family was like and how they were so much into wrestling. I hear really, really good things about it. I don't think it didn't play really around here very much. Kind of a limited run, but I do want to see that next, coming out the 14th of May. And then probably the last big one that they announced this week is How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. It's part 3, and that will be coming out the 21st of May. And I'm sure it's going to have I'm sure there's going to be a steelbook for that. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of digibook or something like that for that. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of stuff for that movie. But that is it. That is it for everything coming up this week, next week, and what was announced. Next, I would like to talk to you guys and show you guys what I did pick up last week, because even though I wasn't on the tube of you last week, I did pick up some movies, and one of the movies I did pick up was a movie called Plus One. I recently saw this movie. This was really, really good. It's put up by IFC, which is kind of I think it's a sub-company of Screen Factory. Really good kind of time travel-ish type movie. It's kind of hard to explain. You have to just see it, but it was a really, really good movie. All these kids go to this big party, this summer party, and next thing you know, there's some sort of glitch because this meteor hit the ground. All of a sudden, they're split into two. But the newer versions of them are a little bit behind time that they are, so they're kind of watching themselves do this stuff all over again. It's a really, really interesting movie, especially with the main character, what he does try to get his girlfriend back. So I picked that up, got that on Amazon. I did get my Mill Creek Sheena, so there she is, Sheena Mill Creek release, the retro VHS cover. There's the front, and then there's the back. And the cool thing is, they did a different cover for the Blu-ray itself. Different front cover and different back. I love when they do this. I love when the cover art is not matched with the slip art. It's just really cool. It's a little something extra they do for you. I haven't seen this movie since, I think it was the late 80s maybe. Pretty good movie though. Really fun. They ended up doing a whole slew of movies for this show, but finally got this movie on Blu-ray. Now I did pick up also, and I told you I was going to pick this up, and I got it. And I did get Kingdom of the Spire, starring my man Shatner here. Watched this actually yesterday. Really did enjoy it. I don't think I'd seen it since I was a kid, so it's a kind of slow burn to begin with, but once it starts to go, and it really does pick up. It's actually a pretty good flick, and the ending is kind of a shocker, so I really did enjoy that, so I picked that up. Then I did pick up 2 different versions of Pet Sematary. I did get the 4K release, just because I hear it looks unbelievably amazing in 4K. So I did pick that up, but also my wife on Valentine's Day got this for me. She got it off of FYE, so it had to be sent to me, so I just got it. And that is the Mondo Steelbook of Pet Sematary. Now, this was not the one that they had at Best Buy. Best Buy's one had a 4K disc and a Blu-ray. This one has a Blu-ray and a DVD. It's got some sort of limited edition poster in there. I'm really stoked to have this. This is actually how I want it. I'd much rather get both these so I can have 2 different versions of it. So I'm stoked as the way it worked out. I'm not, because the Steelbook itself looks identical to the one Best Buy has. So other than a sticker, there's not much difference in there other than the fact that discs are different. But I'm really stoked to get this. It's a really cool Steelbook. it's got a slip on there, so this stuff all comes off, and the slip has got another picture behind. So I did pick up that. And then the last thing I did pick up, and I told you guys I was going to do this, and I told you, and I did, Aquaman. I did get the 4K Steelbook from Best Buy, and I did get the lenticular Blu-ray from Target. Had a little bit of trouble getting this one, and this one I got relatively easy. But I told you, I get, for when it comes to all the modern DC movies, I get this, and I get this. Now, sometimes, you know, they put out a new one of this later on. I have a funny feeling it's going to be a different Steelbook. I probably usually won't get those, but I really do. I love the lenticular of this one. Look at that. It goes from, you know, Aquaman to Black Man. I think it's really cool. I'm really stoked to have both these part of my collection. So that is what I picked up last week. What will I be picking up this week? Bumblebee for sure. I'm not sure about anything else. I do want to get the Mule. I'm not sure if I want to pay the big price for the Mule. I may wait for a little while to pay for the Mule. Otherwise, that is it. So, yeah, thank you guys all for watching. So, I did mention at the beginning of the video that, this is a little hard for me, that there was something else that happened to my family last week, and that was, and this might sound kind of silly to some people, but unfortunately my dog, I have a dog named Esri. She's a little Chihuahua. We've had her, my wife and I have had her for well over 10 years. She's the greatest dog you could ever possibly have. And unfortunately, she got really sick, and we had to put her down this weekend. And it was a really hard thing for both my wife to do. We've never really had experience this before. I've had a couple of the pets die in my life, but it was always, you know, they went to sleep. You know, and the night we woke up in the morning, they were gone. This was, my wife and I had to make the decision because she was so sick. There wasn't much what we could do for her, so we did have to put her down. She was the coolest dog you possibly ever have, the most loyal, the funniest. She could be vindictive if you didn't get her way, but she was a great dog, and I will truly, truly miss her. So I want to dedicate this video to Esri, the coolest little dog in the world, and I hope wherever she is now, she's finally safe, and that she's finally in peace, and she doesn't have any pain anymore. So that's kind of a little bit what happened this week. I just, you know, between me being sick and then happening with my dog, it was a really rough week, so I just didn't put any other videos out. This week, be on the lookout. I will be putting out a video later this week on all my Arrow releases, all the Arrow movies I with my selection, and I'm sure I'm going to see Shazam. I think is it on Thursday, so I will be doing a review on Friday for Shazam as well, so be on the lookout for those. So that's it. Thank you guys all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Click subscribe if you want to see more, and the little bell will tell you when I do put them up. Also, please leave me some comments down below. Any of these movies here that you're looking forward to picking up in the next this week or the next couple weeks? Did you pick up Aquaman last week? Let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you guys all for watching. You guys rock. Everybody take care out there, and as always, always keep hunting, because you never know what you're going to find, and live long and prosper.